It's your boy, Coach MUEL. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win it. And today we got another presentation, 3 for 3. Expect more of these. You asked for them, I'm delivering. And these is topics that is very basic and topics that you guys all want to know more about. And you know what? I'm not here to gatekeep. I'm here to give you what you want. This is how to get any girl you want. Any girl you ever wanted in your life, your school crush, the girl you've been texting for months, the girl that doesn't even know you exist. I'm here to tell you that you can get her, but first you got to make a couple changes, all right? And these changes, they have to come from you. And first change you're going to have to make, let me go over here, and is you're going to want to start to understand the ways in which maybe that's not the right way to get her, right? And that's the first step in the process, really understanding that what you're doing right now isn't working and maybe taking a different approach to things. So why me to tell you how to get any girl you want, right? And I've been there. I've done that. The number one thing you see there is lust, right? A lustful man. And I used to go and take pictures in the mirror any chance I could get. I got a good lift in. I even got my zipper down right now on my referee shirt. Look. Any chance I get, I'm going in the bathroom right after a good lift, I'm snapping it up. And I know a lot of you guys still operating on Snapchat. I was a Snapchat operator, and don't get me wrong, I post a few stories in the private here and there. You feel me? This is what would go in there, these pictures right here. I would throw those in there, get my views, get my swipe ups, and then operate from there. And what it truly did for me was nothing at the end of the day. But I'll still teach you. You know what? I'm not here to gatekeep the information. After I was able to overcome these couple of things right here, then I was actually able to get girls and sustain relationships. But number one, this is the reason why you need to first stop trying to learn how to get girls and then learn why you aren't, or why you think that's a good thing for you right now, why you think you need to have a girl, or what that actually does for you. And what it did for me was I was a lustful man. I love to, feel me, still do, but now I'm able to have the discipline to stop and have the discipline to keep myself focused on my goals instead of wasting my energy and wasting it on things that don't really fuel my pursuits. So I'm able to take a step back, and what I realized, and what made me realize that, was sex does not equal love. It is not an equal thing, And typically that's what we are made to think by the things that we view. We view relationships on Instagram, we view porn, we view things that express love in very quick manners, like the movies we see and the TV shows we see. The main character and his love interest, they get together so quick and they just have this amazing love story that we wish we could fulfill, but we search for that our whole entire lives and we are never able to find it because it doesn't truly exist. It's a fantasy, which is why it is distracting you. It's keeping you in place to think that love is fast and love is easy. And then that's why we have so many quick relationships, or have so many relationships that don't truly last, is because, we see it on TV and we think that that can be our reality, but it never is and it never will be. And that's why slide 2 is using women as a distraction. Not only do we use women as a distraction, but we use the thought of love and what we see in media as the definition, which distracts us from what love truly is and what love can be, if only we stop using lust, woman, and those things as a distraction. So I had no sense of self when I was doing and trying to get girls, and what you're trying to do right now. And I'm here to tell you, there's going to be gems in here that can show you actually how to get girls, but this is not the video for you. If you're trying to learn Riz techniques and how to Riz up a girl and pick up lines, you should just probably click off right now. But if you're here to actually learn, I would stick around to the end, because at the end, there's values that you can start to embody, which is the next slide. We're not going to jump ahead. That will allow you to get anybody, have an effective relationship with man or woman. I'm not going to do it to you. Man or woman, friendships, love in general, right? We want to start valuing things for ourselves that will allow us to now have successful relationships and have successful love. To focus on this side right here, no sense of self And me having no sense of self, just posting random pictures. You guys know the Snapchat, filters, the dog. You feel me? I'm in the mirror. No, my hair getting long. This Snapchat not even about my hair. Like, I'm just trying to show off the abs. I'm trying to show off my. You feel me? I just got out the shower. I know you got some pictures like that in your phone right now. Don't lie to me, nigga. Don't lie. I know you do. And I still do too. That's where I got them from. They're still my Snapchat memories, but I don't use Snapchat anymore. And that is a gem for you right there. If you want to know how to get girls, you got to separate yourself from what everybody else is doing. Right now, your girl that you want has a 100 other dudes coming at her on social media. She has 20 on Snapchat. She has 20 on Instagram. And maybe 40 on Twitter, because she like to post the thirst traps on Twitter with the little, she a poet, so she got poetry up there talking about when it was me, it was only me, and when it wasn't you, it was us. Like, she be posting stuff like that on Twitter, and she got a little thirst trap on there, so that's where they be really getting them going. You be saving that to your bookmarks and be into that, while the other dudes who are not on social media and are coming at her in real life and actually showing her who they are actually getting with her. So let's think about how we can, be someone else today, not be our former selves, and not anybody else outside of yourself, but someone else new, a new version of you. Ooh, hold on, I'm poetrying it up. Hold on, but no plan for real. Like, I had no plan. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna post this shit up, And this is I want to keep it specific with girls, so you guys can start to decipher some ways which you can use what I did to get girls if that's your true goal. But honestly, is that a real goal that we should have if we don't have our basics met? Like, if you're watching this right now, you probably, because you don't know how to get girls, there's a whole bunch of different things that are lacking. Like, you don't know how to wash your balls, and you don't know how to scrub your ass and brush your teeth twice a day and make your bed, and the very simple things. So we're skipping steps, but I'll give you what you want. But this is what I lacked. I lacked direction. I lacked focus. I lacked guidance, limited awareness of how to get girls, what girls wanted, what I even wanted, right? Because once you know what you want, then everything else becomes simple, because you turn away those who don't want what you want, and it becomes less of a game of you trying to chase woman and more of women wanting you for you, and not having to change yourself, not having to dress it up, not having to, do extra and have belongings and have money, having true game. And what true game is personality and values, right? Having something interesting to say, having a fun experience, right? Be an experience, not go in and have experience together, right? You have to be the one that brings the life to the relationship, and you have to be the life. But right now, a lot of us don't have life in us. We don't have energy. We're drained by all our distractions, by our work, by our school, by porn, by social media, by Twitter, by this. We are so drained, and our energy is so low, and especially by our diet. And so being a low value male, it's not just about getting girls. It's about having low value and low energy in diverse categories, right? From dieting to exercising to goals to sleep to all these different things. They don't just go into getting girls, they go into being life and having energy. And once I realized that by smoking weed and playing basketball and being a salesman, and once I stopped defining myself by those things and truly finding out how to get the basic values and use that to get girls, then I was like, all right, maybe this could work, right? Maybe this could work. Success is to take massive determined action and add massive value. So, I was like, let me find out a way where I can add value and not only just get what I need met, but start to actually be the one to add value to the relationship and not just take, right? And this is where you need to be at right now. But first, before you start adding values to others, you need to start adding values to yourself. And the best way to do that is by setting a goal of adding value to yourself first, not to anyone else. So the reason why I wasn't able to do it and the reason how I overcame it is by no cause, right? Let's first start off with not doing it. I had no cause. I had no goals. And I was like, you know what? I could allow that to stop me for now, or I could stop making excuses and I can research values. And not values that women like, but values that I need as a man to be successful in anything. like consistency, determination, right? Taking care of the little things. In the most basic form, hard work, dedication, consistency. All these little things that will allow me to be successful in anything, woman or not, right? And so I started to learn from like-minded people. As you see here, you see Taekwondo, you see Kobe Bryant, and also my guy, the big man upstairs. Amen. And in that book, I'll start there because these guys right here, yeah, they are useful for certain things, and not just useful. I'm not going to say they're just something that can be used, but you can use their philosophies only to a certain extent, and where they get their philosophies from is from the ultimate philosophy, the oldest book of all time, right? And in that book, I was able to understand that value in the value game starts with how much you first add. You have to add so much value to the life of others, or at least they have to think, right? And that's where a lot of you guys get a lot of women now, probably because they think you may add value to their life because of the things that you possess, right? You may have a nice car, you may have a nice clothes, you may have a good job. They think those things can add value to their life because, you know, they expect a certain level of care or whatever it may be. We're not speaking for them, we're speaking for us. They think that the things you have can add value to their life. And oftentimes when they get in a relationship with a lot of stingy niggas, you feel me? And then that's where the relationship ends because they thought they were going to go get with the NBA player and he was going to take care of them, put them in the house, give them the purses, give them the cars. And he ended up just fucking her and leaving, or he ended up just, you know, coming out here and there, having a whole bunch of women on the side. And it all depends on what she values. But at the end of the day, there was an expectation that a certain level of value was going to be added to her life. And yes, that is not necessarily our fault as men. Let's not get hotep. But what I will say is, once you start to learn that having values for yourself first and then adding it outside of yourself to others, friends, family, it starts at the Bible, right? It starts at learning that the more you give out and give it out not only consistently, but give it out without expecting it back, that is where you can really start to get girls. And it's not a over giving, right? But it's a giving to those who also reciprocate. And that's where a lot of you guys get stuck, because you may want to add so much value that you end up adding too much value and you get taken advantage of. See, there's a fine line between, you know, that's where the quote unquote, the limps, you feel me, and the high value man, whatever you want to call it. I see no line, I just see value, right? They add too much, and then that too much turns into them being taken advantage of. But instead, if they had values and they drew a line, and they had and they had values of boundaries and values of reciprocation, they would be able to stop that. But we're not there yet, because you still just want to get girls, right? You still just want to, you know, just get it right? And I was right there with you for a very long time, until I realized that, you know what, this isn't really doing anything for me. This isn't doing anything for my goals. You know, I mean, I'm doing it, it's fun, but then after, is this love? You know, I'm having all these relationships, and I'm like, damn, like, I just want to cuddle and shit, like. Excuse me. Like, I know, I don't mean to get emotional here, but like, you have enough sex and then you have the experience you need to feel like you're the guy because you know how to do it. And then it's like, all right, what else, right? You either get real kinky and start sucking toes like me, or like eating coochie from the back, or doing other stuff, right? Or you could just learn ways in which you can actually have successful relationships, successful in quotes, and what love really means. Love is not just sex and, you know, things like that, right? Going out and having a whole bunch of different experiences, right? It's a bond that you have to value. You have to value that for yourself, and you have to learn what that means. You have to learn what it means to get girls, but from the right place. And once you learn how to do that, you can get any girl you want. And I'm here to tell you now, the girl you want right at this moment, once you start to value the values and value the value, once you really start to become a valuable value, you probably won't even want her no more, because you'll realize the faults that she has, the faults that you have, and you wouldn't even want to deal with someone who could potentially bring you down and quote unquote lower your value. And that's not a negative thing. It's just a thing, right? We have to be realistic with life. We have to be realistic with love, and we have to be realistic with what we want. If you value consistency and she doesn't text you back, at least to a certain extent, once you do get to that level, that should be a clear indication that that's not someone who you should want to be with, or that's not someone who you should continue pursuing, right? And like, don't be thirsty here. Like, be real, you know? Be real with yourself and be real with your goals, and look at the values that you have and that you want to have, and compare them to your external environment. And where I want to bring you guys next is, this is not going to go over your head. I know you're going to understand this, but I want you to really take your time understanding what I'm about to say next, because this point it's crucial for your understanding of how to develop those values. What you seek externally is what you actually want to embody, right? For yourself. And this is not a foreign concept. Just walk with me here, right? I actually want you to start looking at the woman that you want to be with right now, and I want you to start to ask yourself why, and the values that she has, and if they're quote unquote good or bad. For example, let's say there's a woman out there, you want to be with her because she looks good, right? Now, is that an actual good reason to want to be with someone for a long term, right? Not just for a quick validation, or just for instant gratification, right? For a longer term, right here, for someone that can help you towards your goal for 3-5 years down the line, and so on and so forth. And that's when a lot of the religion and biblical sayings and values comes into play for some people. But let's say for you want to have a shorter term relationship, right? And this person also values that, right? So maybe you align there. But let's say the opposite. Let's say you're looking for a longer term thing, and you see this person from their past experiences, they value maybe a shorter thing. Whole nother conversation. That's not where I want to take you. Where I want to take you is here. I want to take you to looking at her and what she currently values and what you like about her, and seeing if that is something that you either like within yourself or don't like within yourself. It depends on how you see it. So you see this girl and you say, man, I don't like how she fucking around crazy. Like, she talking to every she talking to all these dudes. Like, nah, she's whack. She's a this, she's a that, right? And then look at yourself and say, well, what does that say about me? And why do I feel like that towards her? Well, maybe you're jealous that she has the attention and you can't be with her. Or maybe there's some other things there, right? Maybe you see that her value of getting exposure, or whatever you want to call it, right? You may feel like, damn, I don't have enough exposure. I don't got girls. The girl's not on me like the dude is on her. So you're jealous of the attention that she gets from other men. And maybe we may get to the root with you, and you may find out that you didn't get enough attention or validation from males in your life. So you're jealous of her male attention. Nigga, you're gay just because you ain't have a dad. It's okay though. I'm gonna help you. So that's why we come here, right? You look at her and you say, well, I don't like how she be drinking OD. Like, I don't know, like, that's just a turn off for me. And this is for you right now, because you're not actually someone who can like convict or who can pass judgment without it being something that you also lack within yourself because you're just not there. And even when you do get there, why do you want to pass judgment? Why don't you help her out? Why don't you, give her some advice, or why don't you give her some game, right? Be a Kevin Samuels ass nigga and just start taking girls under your wing and start pimping them out if you feel like you got it like that. But that's a different story. This story here is looking at her and looking at the attention that she gets and saying, well, what does that say about me? And what does that say about what I lack? And the other example that we were just about to use was looking at her and say, okay, she party too much. All right, well, if I look at myself, I'll be sitting here playing a video game. So like, I actually don't go out at all. So I'm hating on her because she's going out. Meanwhile, I don't go out at all. And now I'm feeling lonely and I'm hating on her because she's out here getting attention and having fun. All right. So we got to start looking at ourselves based on what we see and what we dislike in others. But let's say there's things that you like about her, right? You like that she's at home all the time. Okay, well, why do you like that? Maybe that's not something that you lack, but maybe that's something that you also may value. And this is where successful relationships can be made, is when you guys value the same things. This is where the example that I left alone, but I'm bringing it back here, right? The example of she being someone that also values long term, right? You value long term, she values long term. You put it together, you get ultimate value. And that's where you have successful relationships. In the same breath, let's say she's a short term and you're a longer term. You must draw a boundary there and you must stand on these values now. You can't just have them and not obey them. You can't just have them and not live by them and not take action on them. You actually have to live out these values. You can't just say them and not do them, because what is the point? You have to take action, and you have to take action consistently, daily, hourly, with everything you do, with every relationship you have. So if you know you're a long-term type of dude, you shouldn't be value in lust because that takes your mind away from your goal. Then why would you go ahead and mess with a girl who is your only who only values short term, is not looking for anything long term, and you've had that conversation, so you're both on the level playing field. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say, I just need a little, like nigga, I have blue balls. Come on, I got blue balls. Come on, let me get some head ad nigga. That was me. But yeah, like you can't expect, and you didn't. Let me connect it to this slide here, like with psychological needs. Yes, we already determined in the past videos, go watch those videos if you haven't seen that, some people at the lower levels. And then we have, safety needs, personal security, employment. You guys need to have that before you even think about love, because those basic needs have to be met. You can't go into a relationship. You can if you want a big John, or you need to like get one of the Johns that got tax money, or you need one of them to really take care of you. But is that really what you should be doing? Is that really being a good man, or even a good person at the end of the day, taking advantage of someone else and using up their needs because you're too lazy to do it for yourself? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But once you take care of those physiological needs, you take care of the safety needs, now you can start to look into love and look into belonging, and you can look into those friendships and you can build those connections. But you first have to build out the strong foundation of first getting some employment, just getting a little something, because the world revolves around money. If you have no money, you cannot provide or meet the needs and the values of others. Because yes, there are certain people who can be like, all right, well, I see your potential. I see that you're gonna go somewhere, and that there's and this is where we go back even further to the example that we had where she thought she caught a lick with the NBA dude and he really was like, nah, like I'm good. We go back there and we say she saw the potential of him possibly taking care. She didn't see the reality of him doing that because he probably never said that or never truly expressed that interest. He's probably sold their dream. Now, a lot of you guys are doing the same things because your two bottom needs aren't taken care of yet. You don't have the bottom needs, so you have the potential for love, right? You have the potential to possibly take care of her because she sees your goals. She sees, you doing your DoorDash, you doing your thing, you doing your this, you doing your that. Yes, I'm talking about you, nigga. Yes. So she sees you doing your thing. She's like, oh, he kind of like, he trying. And then if you don't try hard enough, and and she sees someone else trying harder, yes, you were right. She will choose differently. You were not wrong. She will choose differently. And that's up for you to decide if that is okay and if you're going to allow that to happen. It's all a choice you make, right? It's all a choice you make. So now we get to the love and belonging. We shouldn't even be thinking about the bottom two. But if you are, that's okay, because I was too. But luckily, I was able to pull myself out and be like, hey, like, all right, you got to take care of yourself first. It's not easy, but, eventually you can come back and you can have all the sex, all the love that you want. You'll figure it out, You still, they call you a real eater, so you're going to be good either way. But I started to compare this stuff to my goals. And this is how I really started to separate, not just by saying like, yo, you could eat coochie real good, like you'll be fine, I started to be like, well, how am I actually going to stop being so lustful and actually, break away from focusing on this, because I just have this weird feeling that it's not actually helping me. And I was right, because I tested it and I found out that I was going around and using women as a distraction from not having a goal. I had no direction. I had no version of success. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to be. I was just like, man, let's do it. Like, let's get it. So I had a goal and I said, I want to be a Twitch streamer. You guys see it on the screen, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9:30-ish. 8:30-ish. I might come on late. Follow me so I know that you want to see more of these presentations, all right? But I started testing my goals, and when I started comparing it to my goals, I saw how much the lust and, value in sex over actual connection really was hurting me, and it stopped me from not only achieving my goal for love, but achieving my goal in the rest of my desires in life, like being a Twitch streamer. I found out that, well, if I'm going to just go on Tinder for an hour, that takes away one less hour of the day. That takes away one less hour of going on stream. That takes away one less hour of me editing, one less hour of this, one less hour of that. And that one less hour every single day, over the course of a month, starts to really stack up over a course of 2 months, of 6 months. And not only does the hour turn into 2 hours, it turns into 3 hours. And then I'm going out and meeting them, and I'm going out and then depending on the type of dude you are, you could either have real game and get her here, or you got to go out and spend money. See, I don't know. There's a certain point in my life where I was both. Tell ya, and that's okay. Because now we are learning, we're growing, and that only comes with experience. You have to go through that. I'm telling you, it's for your own good, because you'll start to learn what you like and what you dislike about the process of love. And love is a game, just like anything else. You can either choose to play, or you can choose not to get new. I said love is a game. You could either choose to play, or you could choose not to play, but the game will be played. The whistle will be blown. It's either up to you if you're going to play or not, and you better be prepared. And how you're going to prepare is by having the knowingness and the knowledge of what you enjoy about love and what you enjoy about girls. Like, you may say, you know what? I just love when I'm with my girl and we just doing fun things together. And this is how you're going to really stop valuing lust, by attaching it to other things. You can say, I just love when I'm with my girl and we just holding hands and we just really like doing an activity together. And this is where you have successful relationships, because you pick people who also value similar things or think about success or well-being in similar ways. So you say, boom, well, my girl, she like to go out and she like relationships. She got a whole bunch of friends. I got a whole bunch of friends. We're going to go out together and not drink and just build Legos. Boom. Safe shit. Bible shit. Jesus shit. We gonna go out and we gonna be healthy together. Me and my girl, we gonna work out together. I love that, because you love health, she love health. Everybody love health. Boom. Health time. Me and my girl, we gonna accomplish a bunch of goals. We gonna be like Layla, and we gonna be like Hermosi and Alex and Layla. Me and her, we gonna run a bag up. You got to pick people who align with your goals and who value the same things, especially money. Because that is one of those things that is an ender of all relationships. But you know why? Can I tell you? Do you really want to know? Holy shit, do you really want to know? Do you really want to know, or do you fake want to know how to get a girl, and any girl of your dreams? The reason why a lot of relationships end on money is because the bottom two, my nigga. Look at the board, my nigga. My nigga. My nigga. Look at the board, my nigga. The bottom two, it says love is number 3. The bottom two, employment, resources, health, property. What happens when you get divorced? They take half your property. Damn. Damn. What happens when you feel me? When your girl not getting no water and food and shelter and y'all living on the streets. That's the ultimate. If you can't take care of the basic needs and provide those basics, the love is not going to be rooted in strength, and it's not going to be rooted in a strong foundation. And this goes for anything. But before we even get there, and before we even start looking for a partner who's also looking to take over the world, maybe we should just first truly embody that for ourselves. And this is how we do it here. You take this quiz, and then you go ahead and scan. We're going to talk about all the things which you currently embody. We're going to talk about who you're looking at and who you're pointing the finger at and judging and saying, ew, like, why she doing that? Like, she. This is you in the corner of the club. Me looking in disgust at a woman. Yo, she's nasty, bro. Like, why she grinding on that nigga, bro? Bro, she's nasty, bro. Like, nah, I'm not fucking with that, bro. Whole time you really want her. Whole time you looking at both the nigga and her, like. And that's when you shoot that shit up. Me too. But don't do that, because you might end up in jail. Just schedule a session, and we could avoid jail. You feel me? And that's when niggas just start shooting the club up, because they see their girl really, like, getting jiggy. You know what I'm saying? But instead of doing that and looking at it like, what I want to do in this one-on-one session is be like, yo, like, why you looking at them like that, bro? Why you got your eye closed and you want to shoot up the club? And you're going to be like, man, I'm just jealous. I'm like, what are you jealous of, man? Well, I don't like, you feel me? She that. I'm like, why you saying that? Like, what makes you say that? What makes you think that? Whole time, if you was really getting to know her, that's her, like, what, or best her, I don't know. Think of any scenario. Gay best friend, like, I don't know, like, he just going off of what he's seeing and his corrupted, blurry vision of what's going on in his version of reality. And then whole time, this was her first time out in 10, 12 months. He's judging. He doesn't know the full story, and now he's reacting off of the lack that he has or what he doesn't have, which is attention or someone to dance with, someone to have fun with. And we go back, and I'm like, wait, you said you wanted to be, have fun and dance and be engaged, bro. Wait, hold on. Wait, I might have got something for you. Look. Oh, wait, what's your score? Oh, you got the highest score in engagement, which means that you love and you feel happy when you groove in the club. Nigga hitting them folks and shit. Yeah. Oh, I don't like. And then he's like, yo, you're a genius. I'm like, yeah, you took the quiz. Good job. Boom. And then we come here and I'm like, hey, make sure you write in the description right now which level you think you're at, mainly spending your time in. I say this every single video. You're not going to be really spending your time in one place for too long, just how life works. But let's make sure that we have at least the bottom two, and let's find ways to get out the bottom two so we can spend more time in the top three, having successful love, getting our esteem needs met, feeling accomplished and feeling self-actualized, because then we can truly start to have more love and get any girl you want. But I'm here to tell you that getting any girl you want is not gonna be something that's quick. It's not a quick fix, right? You have to start and do the work for yourself. Now, you can fake it. You can go on Alibaba. You can go on, what's that website? The Shanghai website. Get you some Panda Dunks, Mary's, Louis Vuitton belt, Chrome Heart sweater. I'll probably run you like $100 overseas. It's gonna take 2 weeks to get here. You can bring it over here 2 weeks. Your man could wear it Monday. You could wear it Tuesday. Tell him, look, tell him get the Mary jeans, the purple jean from Shanghai. Tell him get the VVS chain, and then y'all could switch it back and forth. He can go out one day, you can go out the next day, and y'all can get right. Like y'all can get really, and y'all can get some girls. Y'all can pretend, and they can see your potential that you may or may not have it. Right? They can't really tell. They just as dumb as you, right? So you could pretend, and then they fall for it. But eventually, like, where is that gonna go? Did you really? You just wasted $100. Maybe it wasn't a waste to you because you got some coochie. You just wasted $100, and you could have used that $100 to buy groceries for your baby mama. That was racist, but real shit though. Like that's real. That's real spill. That's reality, and sometimes reality hurts. But just thank yourself, right? Thank yourself that you watched this whole presentation through. If you really want to get a girl, nigga, be